Prologue. In the heart of Atchinson, where the whispers of the past linger like the chill of a long-forgotten winter, stands Wraithfield Mansion, a relic of grandeur now cloaked in shadows and secrecy. Its once stately facade, now marred by the relentless embrace of nature, looms over the dense, encroaching woods, as if guarding its secrets from the outside world. For years, the mansion has remained an enigma, its history a tapestry of faded opulence and unresolved mystery. When Katherine Blanchard returns to her childhood town, drawn by the allure of the mansion and the echoes of her past, she is met with an unsettling welcome. The town of Atchinson, with its deserted streets and wary inhabitants, seems to harbor its own silent fears. Yet, Katherine's determination to uncover the truth about Wraithfield drives her forward. As she steps through the iron gates and into the mansion's shadowy halls, she finds herself entangled in a web of forgotten stories and buried truths. The mansion, with its towering spires and hidden corners, holds more than just the promise of a new beginning. It harbors a darkness that has lain dormant, waiting for someone to uncover its secrets. In the quiet stillness of Wraithfield, where every creak and whisper seems to tell a tale of its own, Katherine's quest for answers will lead her into a world where the past and present intertwine in ways she could never have imagined. Here, in the embrace of Wraithfield Mansion, the line between reality and the supernatural begins to blur, and the true story of the mansion's haunting legacy is about to unfold. Chapter I, Introduction. A cold November night. It was one of those November nights when it is cold but still warm enough for you to walk outside even in the evening. Katherine was walking home from work. This was her last day. She worked for a local magazine called News Haunters as a writer. The magazine unfortunately lost its office and the director had to close, at least temporarily. She did not feel sad about the job. She planned to leave that job anyway. After years and years of living in a place such as Topeka, she found herself feeling burnout and numb. Living in a big city was too fast and too structured for a girl like her. Katherine was born in a small town of Atchinson, Kansas. She moved to Topeka when she was about 4 or 5 years old. She does not actually remember. She did not remember every single detail about the town itself, but she remembered the feeling she had when she lived there. She felt safe. She felt free. She remembered how one day when she was maybe 4 or 5, her and her best friend Sarah went into the woods behind her house to explore. Their parents always warned them not to go too deep into the woods, but they did not listen. They enjoyed the freedom to simply go and run, feel the wind in their hair, lie on the grass and imagine their future. Katherine had a dream to become a great detective. She wanted to solve mysteries. She was particularly motivated by a case of a missing girl in her hometown. Little Miranda disappeared when she was just 5 years old and the case was never solved. She and Sarah used to pretend that they are detectives and tried to solve the case themselves. Katherine kept walking and wondered, when did she lose the imagination she once had? Where did all of that investigation spirit go? She joined News Haunters because they seemed like a good opportunity to put her investigation skills to use. She thought that she would search and find good and interesting stories such as the one about Miranda and use it to draw attention to such cases. But she was so far from it. In the beginning, the magazine covered all sorts of stories and she did write the kind of articles she wanted. But then, the magazine focused on stories that bring the most money, such as politics and reality. She found herself trapped. She wanted to escape and feel the freedom she once felt. It was not only her job that made her feel this way. Her parents died in a car accident back in Atchinson and the foster care system moved her to Topeka because there was no one left from her family in Atchinson. Since she was still a minor, as she was only 5, she was placed into the foster care system with Mr. and Mrs. Spook. They were an older couple, very strict and very cold. She had to follow strict rules, and if she did not she would be punished. They never supported her and never showed any affection towards her. She has always loved to write. In her drawer she had a collection of stories she wrote over the years. She also kept a diary her entire life. In that diary she also described everything she felt and the way they treated her. Once her foster parents found the diary, they threw her out of their house. That night she slept on a bus bench in front of her school. Her teacher found her in the morning and took her to Katherine's aunt, who let her stay with her until she graduated school and found her own apartment. The aunt was also strict and had a set of rules Katherine should follow, but at least she did not punish her like the foster family. She got tired of feeling trapped. She got tired of rules. There was just a single place in this whole town where she felt free. She would go to the outskirts of town, to the hills from where you could see the entire town. She would sit on a tree log and just watch the town, the stars, and listen to the crickets. Their song would make her revise her life and think about what she wanted to do. This night was no different. She was on her way to that log. That log was the closest thing to a home she ever felt. When she came to the log, she lit up a small campfire. She watched at the stars and wondered. What should she do? One thought has been roaming her mind for the past few days. Atchinson. Her hometown. She hasn't been there since she was moved to Topeka. She thought about going back. She felt as if something was calling her there. She wanted to feel that freedom again. She wanted to start her life all over again, and she felt like Atchinson was the way to do that.